All right, we are recording. Thank you everyone for joining LiveFULLy tonight. My name is Chris Dravenstadt, and I am so excited to be interviewing someone who is like a sister to me, Morgan Bishop. We are going to be, if everyone can mute themselves, that would be great. Let's see. There's still some people maybe not muted. Okay. Tom, are you muted? Yeah. Okay. So anyway, welcome. We are going to be talking tonight with Morgan Bishop, who, why is it going back on here? Let me go back to gallery. Sorry guys, technical difficulties. Okay, I think everyone's muted. No. Okay. Back to it. So I'm so excited to be talking tonight with Morgan Bishop, who is now a member of the Isagenix 100 Pound Club. Morgan has lost 111 pounds with the help of Isagenix and a whole lot of other things. And so Morgan, I just wanted to start out by saying congratulations and thank you so much for joining the call tonight.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is you have been on this health journey for several years. And I noticed, you know, in being like in an ISA body challenge with you and watching you on social media, a lot of people seem to have a lot of questions about how in the world did you do this? And I know we've seen your story, you know, before that you've posted on Facebook, and a lot of us just kind of know the background of your story, but like you're here, like you made it, you did it. And I see all these people, you know, commenting, wanting to connect with you. So maybe if we could just kind of start on, you know, what kind of questions do you get the most from people, and what kind of advice or maybe even just kind of words of encouragement have you given to people as far as like, how do you accomplish such a massive goal?
Sure. So the most question I obviously get, you know, a lot is just like, how did you do it? Like there's people that just reach out that are struggling. And when I post my before and after, or I kind of post, you know, where I've been or that I've lost over 100 pounds with this system, people just really want to know, like, how did I did it? How did I do it? What did a day look like for me? And, you know, when I respond to them, I wish I had just like a magic wand and could just kind of like, or a USB that I could plug into everybody so they could kind of see like what the journey has been like for me, because you see a before and you see an after photo, but what you don't see is all the struggle that goes on in between, or the struggle that happened, you know, over the 36 years of my life that kind of led me to the point of being someone who was almost 300 pounds. So, you know, with Isagenix, and I've tried so many things out there prior to using Isagenix, and you know, what I love so much about Isagenix is it really wasn't a diet. It was a lifestyle. It was fuel. It was food. And it really allowed me to feel better, which allowed me to start working on a lot of my mindset, identities, and patterns, and things that I've been carrying along with me for a very long time. And so I think the combination of everything, but I mean, I didn't do anything special or anything that anybody couldn't do. You know, I followed the system. The system is 2 shakes, 2 snacks, a healthy meal, and then, you know, some cellular cleansing. And I did it just the best I could every single day. And I honestly, the most part that I had to work on for myself was that mindset part, because as someone who struggled with being almost 300 pounds, you know, overweight through high school, overweight in my 20s, up and down yo-yoing, where I would lose a lot and then gain everything back plus more, and just physically living in a body that didn't allow me to live, there was a lot of shame, a lot of guilt, a lot of just self-sabotaging behaviors that came along, and that kind of just fueled my food addiction. And for everybody, it's something different. You know, we could go around this entire call and everybody could talk about stuff that's happened to them in their lives and why they are the way they are right now. And so the Isagenix nutritional system, just coupled along with the support group and the ability to work on my mindset and change a lot of patterns for myself, has really just been the ticket for me. And so I really encourage everyone, you know, follow the system, and then you have to work on your mindset. Like, you have to get out of your own way.
So let's talk about mindset just for a second, because you and I have talked in the past about my particular journey where I actually decided to have gastric bypass surgery because I had tried every other diet on the planet and nothing worked for me. I would lose some weight, I would gain it back. And it was before I had found Isagenix. And so I have a lot of conversations with people, you know, in this group and like as a part of these Zooms that we do every week, as well as just, you know, connecting with people through the organization, like through the whole company. But you decided not to go that route. And we've had some conversations before where, you know, like years ago where you were kind of going back and forth and considering it, but you decided not to. Tell me, you know, kind of from a mindset, because like, I mean, obviously surgery is not the answer, right? Like I lost 100 pounds, gained half of it back. And that mindset piece is such a huge part of LiveFULLy and, you know, people's success is that you know, it's not just about the nutrition only. Like it's got to be a change in behavior. So what have you done, or, you know, what have you seen as far as mindset changes, like that's helped you to reach this goal?
Well, what I love about Isagenix is, like I said before, they've really coupled some growth mindset stuff along with the program and the system, the nutritional system. And so Healthy Mind and Body is a program offered through Isagenix, and anyone that is, you know, on the Isagenix products can get into that. And there's so much stuff out there that you can do on yourself as far as podcasts and books. I remember, you know, when I first made up my mind that I was going to get this weight off, that I was finally sick and tired of being sick and tired, and that I did not have to live like this anymore, I downloaded books. And while I was walking, you know, and at first I was walking from here to the mailbox, and then I was walking a block and 2 blocks, and I got myself up to 3 miles. But every day I was listening to something. So I wasn't really listening to music, or I wasn't watching TV. I mean, everything that I was listening to and surrounding myself around was stuff to help me grow. So it was very important. I knew that was the missing piece for me. And, you know, I've watched people like you and other people that have, if I had had the surgery, I know 100% that I would have gained the weight back. And that's a question I get a lot now too, is it's like, well, how do you know you're not going to gain the weight back? Well, I joined the 100-pound club back in November of 2017. It's, you know, almost November again. It's a whole year. I've lost even more. I feel more confident than ever that I can keep it off because, again, Isagenix is a lifestyle. It's food. You learn how to eat. It's not a diet. And every time before, everything I did before was always depriving yourself. You were always having to be in the gym for hours and hours a day. And so there was always the rebound effect. And again, it's not that I haven't had any struggles or that, you know, there haven't been days where I've eaten more calories than I should have or things like that. But I have so many tools that I've picked up along this journey now that when I do have a bad day or I do fall off or I do have self-sabotaging behaviors, it's like I can go back to those books. I can go back to those podcasts. I can get on a Zoom like LiveFULLy. I can get in our health and action page. I can reach out, and there's just an outpouring of support. And, you know, I look back at my life 6-7 years ago, and I was drowning, literally suffocating in my life of despair, hopelessness, just feeling like I had no one or nothing. And to go from where I was to go to where I am now, to feel this way about myself, to have the community of support, to have people just come up to me and hug me, to get messages from people saying that you're my hero, I'm inspired by you. You know, it's crazy because all of you and all the people who've been with me on this journey, I mean, those are my heroes, and the people who supported me and believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. And that's why Isagenix is so much more than shakes. I mean, you get the nutrition part, you get the mindset part, and then you get this community of people who are just uplifting and want everyone to succeed. And to me, that's been the biggest blessing in my life.
Sorry. I know. It's so amazing. Like you just, I mean, you talked about like getting into the 100-pound club back in 2017. And I can just remember, you know, having conversations with you about walking the stage. This has been in your vision for years. You know, to actually like make it to the point where you were walking across stage. Um, and so let's talk about that. I want to talk about celebration. I mean, this is, you know, we're just coming off this huge event. And I know that the first Isagenix event that I ever went to was a New Year's kickoff. And when I saw the 100-pound club, I, you know, after having gone through surgery and gained weight again and really looking for another solution, that was just, it became my favorite part of every event was the 100-pound club. And so even though I couldn't be at the event this year, I did tune in virtually and, you know, watched you walk across the stage. And all I could think about was like, what in the world must be going through this girl's mind? Like having this in your vision for years and then finally, you know, being up there and realizing it, like, was it surreal? Was it exciting? Like, tell me about like the conversations you had like backstage. I know there was a photo shoot. Actually, I'm going to pull up a picture if it's okay, of the photo shoot because I was just like, oh my gosh, she's doing a photo shoot. I'm going to pull that up while you talk.
Okay. Just so crazy, the whole experience, you know, just getting the emails and getting welcomed and getting your certificate in the mail and having people reach out to you, like I said, and tell you that you've inspired them to keep going and that they've struggled before. You know, and again, you know, everybody's story is so differently, and you see my before and after, and you see me holding my pants and me smiling and everything, but I attended 4 celebrations and I watched other people cross that stage, and deep down in my soul, you know, I wanted it to be me, but there was just so much work that had to be done on myself before I could get there because I struggled so much. And so, but I did, I just knew if I kept showing up, I didn't, you know when it was going to be me, but I knew it would be. I knew if I just kept going and I just kept showing up and I kept working on my mindset along with these products, that it would happen for me. And, you know, there we are at the photo shoot. My mom came and was taking some photos for me, and I can't wait to get them. It was so much fun. I've never really done anything like that before. And then, you know, we had a lunch reception where they invited us to, and so that was really fun and great. And then I remember us, you know, me being backstage with James and Dana and other people that I've met along this journey. I was lucky enough to have James like right next to me because they go in order. And I mean, I remember just sitting there feeling I was going to throw up, you know, just so nervous. I was like, I even thought to myself, I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe you lost this 100 pounds. Like, why did you do this? Now you have to go in front of all these people. It was an arena style, like you would watch a basketball game in, with big screens everywhere. You could literally feel the music. You could feel the stage just like shaking. And we're just looking at each other and we're all there. We're all nervous, but we've all accomplished this amazing goal. And here's our time, you know? And so what I did find interesting is, though, for me to even think that way, you know, like, why would I think, why did you lose this 100 pounds? Now you have to go out and be vulnerable in front of everybody. And I've done that a lot in my life where I don't push towards something because of the fear or the what if on the other side, or, oh, wait a minute, now people are going to see me, or, oh, wait a minute, now I have to be inspiring to people, or I have to talk to people, or, you know, I've done a really good job of using the weight and using stuff to hide. And so here I was, you know, they kind of just like shovel you out and they call your name and it's one at a time, and you go out and they tell you that they're like, there's a dip in the stage. And I'm like, what do you mean there's a dip in the stage? And, you know, you just got so much stuff going through your mind, and they call your name and you start walking out there and the place just like erupts, and you're just like, oh my gosh. And you know, I mean, now I've walked out on stage with a pair of size 24 pants in front of 15,000 people, and I don't feel like there's no more restrictions on me anymore. I feel like I can basically if I can do that, I can basically accomplish anything. So it's just I'm so excited for next year. I really am. It was just the most incredible experience ever.
All right, I had to come off mute there. Oh my gosh, I just can't even tell you how excited and how proud I was just to see you walking across that stage, knowing everything that you've that you've been through. And I want to wrap this up and just ask you, there's a lot of options out there, right? I mean, like and we've talked about that so many times of this, like, oh my gosh, like finally finding a solution that works. And let me, I want to share one more thing here.
Cindy, I think yeah, there we go.
Okay. Is that better? Okay. Yes. Awesome. I just wanted to bring this up really quick. Do you hear that? Is everyone muted?
Interesting.
Everybody?
It sounds better now. I think it's gone.
Okay. I just wanted to bring up the vision of LiveFULLy, because you have been with me, doing this really from the beginning, and really, sharing with people who have issues that are related to severe obesity and compulsive overeating. Interesting. Someone's drawn on the screen. And so I just wanted, to pop this up and let everybody know that's joined in, to hear Morgan's story, just to make sure that that we're here every Monday. This is what we're really open, and we're just really, we come together as a community just, to support one another, and especially for people that have, a lot of weight to lose. We talk a lot about mindset and a lot about nutrition. You don't have to be an Isagenix or, using Isagenix products to be a part of this Facebook group. And so I just wanted to invite everyone to, think about people that you're working with, like as you share, your health journey with people, like just to know that kind of this is the purpose of why we're here. And I'll stop there, and Morgan, just let you close. What kind of advice, or I hate to use the word advice, I don't like to give people advice, but what kind of words of encouragement would you leave people with that are kind of, checking things out, or that are on the fence, or think that, losing over 100 pounds is just not possible? I mean, you've been on this journey for quite a while, and you've learned a lot, so what would you have kind of leave people with?
So the journey in the mountain can look so high, and it can look so big and daunting when you first start, and so it was challenging for me. It just seemed so hard, and I tried so many times, and all I knew was really failure. And if you approach it with that mindset, I mean, that's kind of what you're going to get, and so you just really have to take it one day at a time. And now that I'm here, now that I've made it, and now that I've walked in front of a stage of 15,000 people holding a size 24, my fat pants, I look back and I'm like, that wasn't even hard. That wasn't hard. What was hard was living in those size 24 pants. What was hard is not being able to fit on a plane. What was hard was not being able to get on the floor with my son. What was hard was wishing or hoping for a heart attack or a stroke so that I would get my life under control. That was hard. Doing 2 shakes a day, doing 2 snacks, walking, listening to things, surrounding myself with people, that wasn't hard. That was easy. And it was fun, and it was motivating, but it took some time, and it took some change. So the only way that you can fail here is if you quit. Surround yourself with people who are going to lift you higher. Work on yourself, keep your blinders on, and just go. Make a decision and go. And it's one day at a time. It's not going to happen overnight, but when you finally get there, you'll look back and you'll be like, that wasn't hard. That wasn't hard. So you just can't quit. That's the only rule here. It's just to not quit.
Well, I love you. And everyone on this call, I know, loves you, and we're so proud of you. So thank you for sharing everything. And I mean, there's so much more, but I appreciate you coming on, and we're all so inspired with what you've been able to accomplish. So thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye.